Hello everyone. In this video, I want to talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Abraham Maslow was a psychologist that around the 1960s or so, or maybe 50s, came up with this idea that as human beings, we're motivated beyond just meeting our basic needs for food and shelter, and that we have needs for love and belongingness, connection and intimacy with other people, that we also have needs for esteem, feeling good about ourselves, feeling good about who we are, having a lot of self-worth, but also having the respect of other people and having a good sense of self-awareness and who we are. And then he said, once we've reached all of these goals, then we can get to the stage of self-actualization where we can really be the best human being that we can be. So Abraham Maslow was a humanistic psychologist, so he was a very positive psychologist, and he really wanted to understand people's motivation beyond rewards and consequences like the behaviorists believe, or unconscious desires like Freud believed. He really believed that people were motivated much more by many other things besides, external rewards. And he also didn't want to focus on psychopathology or what was wrong with people. He wanted to focus on human potential and how can we help people lead happier, healthier lives as well. So he said that all of us are motivated by personal fulfillment and personal growth, that we all have this desire to live up to our full human potential. And he called self-actualization was really this idea of living up to your full human potential. And so the way he conducted his research is sometimes some people question it, and certainly some of the people that he chose to study are interesting to us, especially today. I mean, who we would choose today and who we might pick today as somebody that's self-actualized might be really different than what Abraham Maslow chose in the 50s. So what he did was he chose about 100 people that he really felt like had lived exceptional lives, and he really felt like they were self-actualized. And so he wanted to study them and really understand how the rest of us could lead a similar life, and how we could all reach our human potential. So he studied Mother Teresa, he studied Abraham Lincoln, he studied Eleanor Roosevelt, Einstein, which is an interesting pick. But certainly these are people that were very successful in life, very successful in their fields, and hopefully, I think, successful in relationships as well. So he called people who achieved the highest level of his hierarchy self-actualized. So we're going to talk a little bit about his hierarchy. So this is his hierarchy of personal growth and fulfillment. I can't speak today. So he said that lower level needs must be met before moving on to the next level. And there is some question about that because there are many people that live in poverty that could definitely still be self-actualized. So they may not have that safety and that security, and they may not have food insecurity. They may not know where their next meal is coming from, and yet they are self-actualized. So that might be one of the flaws in his theory, is that, it's nice, and I think it's a good idea that we have these basic needs met, and then we can kind of focus on other things. But there are people that can actually focus on higher level things, even though they're starving and they're not sure where they're going to be living. So it's something to think about. So at the very base of the pyramid here are your basic needs: your food, your water, your shelter, your warmth. The second level is really safety and security, long-term security and employment and housing and things like that. But then beyond that, we really need social connections. We need connections with families and friends. We need that sense of intimacy and belonging with other people. And then the next stage he called it esteem, which is, your sense of self-worth, your sense of accomplishment, feeling good about who you are as a person, and also having other people around you that feel like you're a good person and feel, have a good sense of who you are. And you also have your own sense of self-awareness. You know who you are, you're happy with who you are, you're comfortable with who you are, and you're confident in who you are. And once you've reached all of those levels, then you can get to this level of self-actualization where, you have this sense of inner fulfillment, you are comfortable who you are, and kind of are also reaching out to help other people. I put some famous people here that I thought we could think about as being self-actualized. I don't know for sure that they are, but you think about it, Oprah Winfrey, she, certainly is at the pinnacle of her career. She, you know, achieved all the stuff is things about aspects of success, I guess I would say. Her successful television show, her fame, her fortune. She achieved all those goals, and she could just be sitting at the beach right now relaxing, and yet she takes her time to, she has a school in Africa. She goes and visits that school. She donates to that school. She has many charities that she's involved with that she donates to, and many causes that she's involved with. And, she doesn't have to be doing that. And so, and many of these other people that I put on here as well, and you think about people who dedicate their entire life to helping others, like Martin Luther King. He dedicated his life to eradicating racism and, promoting equality for all people. And yet he lost his life because of that. And yet, he sacrificed a lot, beyond sacrificing his life, but he also, he sacrificed a lot of wealth and, just different things that maybe he could have done with his life, and yet he felt this cause was his life and was what was important to him. So these are people that look beyond themselves. How can we help other people? How can we, I've met my needs, and Martin Luther King might be a really good example. He was not a wealthy man. He, didn't have all of his needs particularly met, and yet he was, his higher level need, his need to change the world really was what really important to him. So I think, I would definitely say consider him self-actualized. Bill Gates, I don't know. There's a lot of, things. Some people like him, some people don't like him, but he certainly spent a lot of his fortune promoting education and really reaching out to the community and spending his life now doing a good in the community. So something to think about. And you guys might choose somebody else as a famous self-actualizer, but I just put these on here. So, but that we can all be self-actualized. And I truly kind of think that, getting through that hierarchy is a good thing, and it's a good thing to think about, but I don't think that we have to be completed with that whole hierarchy in order to have some aspect of self-actualization. Maybe we're not fully self-actualized yet, but we can think of others. We can think beyond ourselves and to a bigger purpose. So thanks for listening.